Did you know that you can connect with your ancestors even if you don't know their names? If you've been feeling called to connect with your ancestors for ancestral healing, today's video is here to help guide you. And if you stay till the end, I will walk you through a prayer and visualization. And so I encourage you to stay. Saludos, I'm Dr.Rosales. I'm a seer, a medicine woman, and a counseling psychology PhD. And my work is at the intersections of decolonizing wellness and spirituality. I've often felt like I'm too decolonial for the spiritual world and too spiritual for the decolonial world. And that is what led me to this work. And so if you've ever felt this way, my work is for you too. Part of decolonizing is reclaiming our ancestral connection. And so there are two main points that I want to share with you today. The first is that much of what we will receive from our ancestors happens not in the human realm, but the spiritual realm. And the second is to be discerning with our ancestors, discerning with which ancestors we connect with for ancestral healing. The colonial indoctrination we have received has taught us to devalue the spiritual and to only value the tangible or the things that we can physically see and physically touch. And so the first point of today's video is to understand that much of what we will receive in terms of our ancestral connection comes from the spiritual realm. And so today's invitation is for you to begin to tune into the subtle energies, to tune into maybe what you feel, what you sense, what you see with your third eye, what you know maybe without an explanation. These are all the ways that ancestors talk to us and want to connect with us. And we often discount them or devalue them because we have been taught to. We have been taught to not honor the things that we cannot physically see or touch. And so what I want to teach you today is that much of the potency that you will receive, the wisdom, the medicine that you will receive from your ancestors will not happen at a human level, but at a spiritual level. You can connect with your ancestors even if you don't know their names, even if you don't know maybe what specific location they come from. The fact that they are wanting to connect with you, the fact that you are feeling called to connect with them already lets you know that they are seeking connection from you. And so I encourage you to trust that, to answer that call, and to begin to explore and invite in their connection. The second point is for you to use discernment with your ancestors. This means to be very specific about who you call in, which ancestors you call in. Often on social media or the internet, we are encouraged to just call in all the ancestors, but we actually don't want to do that if we want ancestral healing. We have to be very specific and particular with which ancestors we call in. And so we want to call in the healed ancestors. And so here I also want to share with you that just because a person in your family transitions, passes away, doesn't automatically mean that they are ready to share wisdom or that you should even be receiving wisdom and guidance from them. They have to have their own process to become an elevated or healed ancestors. And so we need to honor their spiritual journey. And again, we have to use our discernment with which ancestors we call in if we want to bring in healing for your lineage, healing for the greater collective. And so I encourage you, as you are connecting with the ancestors, to call in the healed ancestors in your lineage and to call on their guidance. Often when we call in ancestors as a whole, you're also calling in ancestors that are unhealed, that are still wounded, or maybe have an agenda that is harmful and that will bring harm to your body, to your life, to your lineage, and to our greater world. And so again, being very discerning with the ancestors that you call in and having boundaries with the ancestors as well. As a bonus, I am here to share with you a prayer and invocation to calling in the healed ancestors. And so firstly, I want to encourage you to begin to drop into your heart space. If it feels right, I want to invite you in to maybe place your hands over your heart and to begin to guide your energy from your mind down into your heart space, beginning to quiet your mind, beginning to feel into the subtle energy around you, beginning to feel into creation surrounding you, the universe, the plant spirits, the animal spirits, the benevolent spirits that are here to support you. And here we call in the healed ancestors in your lineage. And so beginning to feel into that and trusting that and knowing that they are here to support you. And so beginning to feel into that subtle shift in energy. We call on the healed ancestors in your lineage. We call on their support. We call on their love. We call on their guidance. We call on you to help us remember the sacred ancestral ways. We call on you to help us remember our gifts, our spiritual gifts. And we call on you to help us remember to live in harmony with earth and with each other. We call in the healed ancestors and also the ancient matriarchs in our lineage. And so feeling that subtle shift in energy, receiving that love and support that is here for you. Maybe even feeling their presence surrounding you. Maybe an embrace, maybe them standing behind you, maybe them feeling their hand on your shoulder, receiving their love and support. And so at any time, know that you can come back to this prayer, this invocation, and also use this practice in your daily life to call in your ancestors, the healed ones, or ancestral healing. It is my hope that from today's video, you were able to lean into more trust in the spiritual and also were able to connect with your ancestors for ancestral healing. If you resonated with today's message and you want more of this content, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my newsletter in the link in the video description. When you sign up, you'll also receive a free ebook with spiritual practices and decolonial guidance.